The Cedar Lodge Motel is located at 119 Barney Street, Armidale. No photos of the house that stood here prior to the motel exist. However, plenty of memories do. The home was a colonial building which was built in the 19th century from Armidale blue bricks and had a corrugated iron roof. It had a brick fence at the front and multiple chimneys. It appears to have had a timber section to the rear. It was located one house from the corner of Faulkner and Barney Streets. Janet Mackay purchased it on the 23rd of June, 1914, for £550 after she sold her previous home, Opawa, in Man Street. The recollections of this home are those of Janet's youngest son Don, who remembers the time his mother converted the family home into a boarding house. Janet had come into financial difficulties around her investment in the rural property Westbrook in the Guyra area. She was significantly in debt, and operating the boarding house was a means to support her family. Don remembers that when his mother ran the boarding house, the family was not so big. Mainly Eric, Sam, and himself. His other brothers and sister had left home by this stage, but they did come and go. The house had 5 bedrooms, a breakfast room, kitchen, and bathroom, as well as a central hall. Gran had her own room. Sam shared a room with Don and sometimes a school-age boarder. Eric slept outside on the veranda, which was open to the night air. Lighting was provided by a series of gas lights, which had open burners which burnt in a fan shape. More light was produced, the higher they were turned, saying that the light produced was not very good. The 2 rooms at the front were for boarders. At least 2 women boarded in one room and 2 men in the other. Some of the boarders included M. Corkle, who was Don's older cousin, Fred Hopkins, and Bill Bevan, who had his own room down the back. It was through Bill that Janet met her second husband, Harry Patfield. Life at the boarding house operated on a schedule. Monday was washing day. There was a wood fire under the washing copper, and Gran would get up at about 3:30 a.m. to light the fire and prepare for the day of washing. Tuesday was ironing day. Of course, there may have been variations to this schedule according to the weather. Friday was the day assigned to scrubbing floors. A lot of meals were prepared at the boarding house. Most shops sent an order man, and then supplies were delivered. Young boys were often engaged in this work. Meat, mainly mutton, chops, steak, sausages, corned beef, and rolled round roasts, were acquired from the butcher. Don often had to collect a meat from the butcher. He had an old Globite-style suitcase that went between his bicycle handlebars, in which he would collect meat from Hillard's or Kiefer's butchers. This task was often undertaken before he went to school. Milk was delivered before breakfast each day, 7 days a week. The milk cart transferred the milk into the smaller cans or pails at the house. Bread was delivered by cart, 5 days a week, and maybe on a Saturday. Ice was not required very often. Ice chests were used for quite a few years before the Silent Night refrigerator was acquired. The refrigerator was not required for 6 months of the year in any case. The refrigerator was kept outside, and during cold weather that sufficed. The boarding house had the telephone connected, and the number 340 was published in the Armidale Chronicle telephone list in 1921. Gran was mainly a cook. She cooked a baked dinner in the wood stove like nobody else, all served with lots of gravy. Family and friends were always around and cared for. After divorcing Alex Mackay in August 1925, Janet subsequently married Harry Manning Patfield in a quiet ceremony in 1926. The newly married couple moved to 296 Beatty Street, so that Pat could be closer to his work on the railways.